discussion, so I'll go back to the bottom. The more on the bottom of the Testament Aleph says that Gidu Bar Ben Yumi Abikoi Kamei Rav Nachman. Rav Nachman, Toy Rav Nachman. Rav Nachman made a mistake, and he went back. What of the ratio? Rashi explains. He went back to the beginning of Brachos Hamazon, just like in Shemona Esrei. If you make a mistake, so you go back to the beginning. So he says, now in Shemona Esrei with the Yoker Ragla, but here there's no taking 3 steps back. So here he made a mistake. In other words, he forgot. I think we'll see the mistake is he forgot to say Ritzei. And he went back. So he asked him, why do you do that? Just like it says in Shemona, but he says in Birkas Hamazon, if you forgot Ritzei, you say Bokshan. You add the bracha after Yerushalayim. Amalei, Lavit Mola, Amar Menashe, but the Khalifa, Amar Rav, the Shana Little Shlo Posuk, Latoiv Meitiv. That, if you didn't start to say already, Posuk, Latoiv Meitiv, then Choiz the road. You can only say the bracha. This is the halacha, is that if you didn't start Latoiv Meitiv, once you started, you're finished. Once you start the bracha, the Latoiv Meitiv, you've completely finished with Ritzei, and then you cannot add the bracha either. Okay, we'll see again. We're on Mem Tes on Beis, towards the top. And we're Omer Rabbi Idi Bar Abin, Omer of Amram, and Rav Nachman, Omer Shmuel. Toya v'lehiskish Rosh Chodesh b'tefillah. What's halacha? A person is davening and he forgot to say Yalav Yavo. If you miss Yalav Yavo, you have to repeat the Shemona Esrei. This is you have to say, always say Me'ena Ma'ura. You have to say Yalav Yavo. Birkas Hamazon Ein Machzir Nisa. Here it says because you don't have to repeat now. We'll see. It depends a little bit. Amar Le'av Abin, Amar Avidi Bar Abin. Rav Amram Ma'ishta Tefillah, Ma'ishta Birkas Hamazon. Amar Le'av. I had this question. And this question, She'il to the Nachman, and they asked him, and he says follows. What do we know? He said, we know the Mashal. He said from Shmuel. Oh, Shmuel? I never heard this. Never heard this pshat. So this is the rule. It's an important rule. I think most people know this rule. The rule is, Nechsiyanen, Tefillah, the Choyvi, since, the answer, the reason why Tefillah, you always have to go back, is because it's an obligation. You must daven. Chazal obligated a person to daven Shemona Esrei. So and you're obligated to say Yalav Yavo. If you miss it, you have to go back. Birkas B'Zaynadi B'Yochel B'Yochel. Now Birkas Hamazon, you can say I'm not hungry today. I'm going to eat cucumbers today. So frankly, Shkoyach, and Shabbos in Tovim, to lo sagi de lo yochel. On Shabbos and Yom Tov, you're obligated to eat. Lo sagi de lo yochel. You must eat. So Chanami, it's true. In that case, Itoya Hodor. Sorry, that's a question. So what about Shabbos Yom Tov, lo sagi de lo yochel, Chanami the Itoya Hodor? You can tell me that then you have to repeat. Would say, right? Or Yom Tov Yavo. So he says to him, Amalayin, correct. Yeah, you do. On Shabbos, if you miss, would say, you have to repeat, because you have to eat. It's a mitzvah. It's an obligation. What do you mean Chaz Rosh? You're supposed to say Baruch Shenosan. So he said, Lavit Mola, Lo Shelo Shelo Pasuk Atov Meitiv. So that depends what you got up to. Our Pasuk Atov Meitiv, Chaz Rosh. So if you said you finish Bnei Brachos Yerushalayim, and now you realize you forgot to say, you could add in a special bracha. By the way, we have this in most benches, this bracha. Right? And if you started already at Tov Meitiv, then you're stuck. Then you have to go back and repeat. Zok the Gemara. Ad kama mizamna. How much do you have to eat in order to be mizamna? So the Mishnah said, this is the Mishnah. Ad kama, sorry, the beginning. This is the first Mishnah. Ad kama mizamna. Ad kezayis. You know, ad kebeitza. So, how do you learn this? Rashi learned to the Mishnah how much a person is to eat, that he's obligated in Zimun. And then he says, sorry, and then Nafkamina is to be moitzi. Can you be moitzi? How much do you have to eat in order to be? Because we saw you could be mitztaref maybe with less. But how much bread do you have to eat to be a mizame, to really be part of the Zimun, to be moitzi? So Emachlekes. So Rameir says kezayis, and Yehuda says kibetza. It's double, right? An egg is double an olive. So, in fact, the Gemara, that's interesting. The Meimra, so Meimra chashav like kezayis. So that's what? So it says shloisha she'ochlu ka'achas. 3 people that ate together. So what's called really eating together? So Meir, you're telling me, Meir says even a kezayis is called good. And Yehuda says no, only kibetza. Well, how can it be? For Ibcha Shaminan, did we not learn the opposite? You don't remember? It's not. We learned in Psachim. Kamishi Yotzi Yerushalayim. Person who leaves Yerushalayim, V'nisker Sha'aya B'yodoi Basar Kodesh. It's right over here in Yerushalayim, which comes out of Yerushalayim over here from Har HaBayis. And he has it in Kodesh. They really have to eat it in Yerushalayim. And he mistakenly left Yerushalayim. And he's going that way, basically, it seems like. The story here. Im Ovar Tzoifim. If he passes Har Tzoifim. So if he only realizes after Har Tzoifim, so at that point, saw from him Koimah. Now, if he has yet to pass Har Tzoifim, see over here, still in the Shrar over here. Imlav choizer v'sorfa. Otherwise, then he goes back with the abira. He goes back and he sorfel the abira mi eitzei marocha, like he's supposed to. He uses the eitzei marocha and he burns the kachim. That's what he's supposed to do. The point is, if it's a significant amount, you have to go back for it. If it's insignificant, you don't. So, similarly, there's another halacha here. That's where Meir says, Kebeitz. I come choizrim. Oh, it doesn't, sorry, we don't have it here. But it's also talking about, there's another halacha over there in Hilchos Pesach, where if a person left chametz in their house, how much chametz does he have to return for? So, either way, the question is, ad kam, how much in choizrim? So Meir says over there the opposite, kebeitza. I mean, he says kezayis. No, even a kezayis, even a small amount of kezayis. So the Gemara assumes it's a stira that it should add up. It should be the same thing in both places. If he says whoever says kezayis over there is chashiv, so over here also for birkas hamazon it should be the shiur chashiv. So how do we explain this contradiction? So the Gemara answers, you know what, we don't. In truth, Mukhlef is Ashita. It's obviously the names got mixed up somewhere along the way. Which got mixed up where? Abaya Maloy, so that's one answer. And as we have to flip around the name maybe over here. It should be Yehuda says Kezayis. Well, Abaya Maloy, Abaya says, no, I have a solution to explain the difference between Yerushalayim and the mitzvah and Birkas Hamazon. And that is as follows. Hacha b'kroi pligi. It could be it's true. Essentially, what's really chashiv is over there. But even though Rav Meir says over there, Kezayis is chashiv, but the pasuk tells us otherwise. Rav Meir Savar, it says in the pasuk, v'achalta zu achila. Zavata zu shtia. Now we know the Torah, since what the requirement for Birkas Hamazon is achila, we know achila is always gezayis. For example, to be over an Isser of eating something which is forbidden to eat, so the Isser is bekazayis. So here too, when it says in the Torah, v'achalta, you should eat, it means bekazayis. Rabbi Yehuda Sover v'achalta v'savata achila sheyesh b'sviyah. No, but what it said achalta, you're right. But it says v'achalta v'savata. Hey, what's the amount of food it gives satisfaction? You know, if you eat a kazayis, you're still going to be hungry. If you eat a kibetza, sometimes you maybe still want to eat more, but it affects your hunger. Ve'ezu kibetza. And chasa b'svarabli, that's an unconnected machlekes. Rameir Savar chazarasu k'tumasa matumasa kibetza af chazarasoi kibetza. There, what's called chashiv is based on tuma. Tuma, you need a kibetza in order to be betama something for oich which is tamei to pass on the tuma. It has to be kibetza. Rav Yehuda Savar chazarasoi ki'isuroi. And then he says no. What's forbidden is what determines what's chashiv. Isur b'kazayis, av chazaros. When you're out, the chashiv amount which you need to go back and burn it, or go back and burn it for Pesach or for kachim is always kazayis. Zok the Mishnah weiter, Rabbi Zekeitzim mezamnim b'shleishim. How do you do zimun? Omar, you say nevarich. You say nevarich shcham b'shalom, like we do. Now, what about if you have shleisha, 3 people, who? It's 4 really. The guy making mizamim plus 3 people. So you need 3 people to always answer the zimun. So in that case, you could say, borchu, they should, instead of saying, let us bless, we say, they shall bless. Borchu. Now, here to pay attention to the difference, as we do. We say, nevarach elokeinu. Who? Same idea. You say baruch. Baruch. Who omer? Zu omer baruch. Now here it says echad asara. So fine. In other words, there's 2. So according to this, we're going to see now there are 2 versions of what you say in zimun. There's either this, nevarach elokeinu, nevarach shachan mishalai. 2 basic versions without getting in the baruch and nevarach. But nevarach. Or Nevarach Elokeinu. So once you have 10 people, for Echad Asar Ribui, or you may have 100,000 people. It's all the same. You always say Baruch Elokeinu, Nevarach Elokeinu. Now the next. So don't get confused, but the next part of the Mishnah is about to contradict what we just said. And the one is going to ask it as a contradiction. But then it says, B'meya, if you have 100 people, Oimer Nevarach Hashem, you already use the Shem Hashem with Elokeinu, Yud Kei Vav Kei, Hashem Elokeinu. B'meya v'hu Omer Baruch Kei. Be'elef, hu Omer Nevarach, here you say a little bit differently, La Hashem Elokeinu, Elokei Yisrael. You add another description of Hashem. Who? I'm borchu. The ribui, 10,000, you say, Nevarach L'Hashem Elokeinu, Elokei Yisrael, Elokei Tzvokos, Yeshiv Akruvim, L'mazon Shachalnu, Shalosh Shachalnu. Right? That's what 10,000, you add even more. Beribui v'hu, I'm borchu. Now that's the way you start. You say Nevarach Elokeinu Shachan Shalosh. Also you answer So over here you answer Baruch Hashem Elokeinu ki Yitzchak Tzvos Yishuktuv L'Mos Shulchan. Rabbi Yosef Glili. Okay, that's so. Again, we said that's really another shita we're going to see in the Gemara, which contradicts the first shita. But Rabbi Yosef Glili, I'm Firoi Vakal and Mevorchim. And this now, really, this is not a new shot. This is really what the last shita we just said in the Mishnah is, that you switch it on the amount of number of people, 100, 1,000, etc. We upgrade the bracha. That's based on the following logic of Rabbi Yosef Glili that says, if you roi vakal, according to the amount of people, hey mevorchim. I see that for the pasuk, because the pasuk says, Makhelos bochu elokim minkor Yisrael. That based on the kehilos, the amount of gathering, I bless Hashem. Amr Kiva, just like when we make Baruch and Shul, there's no difference whether it's a Shul with 10 people or a Shul with 1,000 people. Right? It's all the same. So too over here, benching is always the same. Now he agrees, he's saying Nevarach Elokeinu when there's a minion, that yes, but Rabbi Shmuel Baruch es Hashem HaMevorach. He says it that you say Baruch es Hashem HaMevorach. I believe Pashup Pshat is referring to the basic Knesset. You don't say Baruch es Hashem. You say Baruch es Hashem HaMevorach. We'll do it on the line. Amr Shmuel L'oilem al yoytzi odem es atzam in a cloud. We have a rule. When a person and it's a rule in anything, but in a bracha, you never take yourself out of the group. You always say together, nevarich. Right? We're going to see that's going to do. That's why it says over here, Mishlei Shavu Amar Baruch. So what do you mean? Here it's explicit instructions that say that you say they should be mevarich. And the one answer is Ela Af Baruch. No, you could say that. That's not really what you're supposed to do. You're really supposed to say when we come nevarich adif. It's always better to say nevarich. Okay, we'll stop here.